The WeChat public account is a public platform for our students to publish their articles in Chinese in order to showcase their abilities in Chinese writings. And this is quite similar to a blog and a newspaper. What inspired me to do this public account is because we are learning in an international school. So our primary language that we use daily is English. Therefore, we have much fewer opportunities than those who are studying China. So they have more chances to publish their articles in Chinese. However, we don't. But as a Chinese individual, I believe that we should strive to maintain our ability to write in Chinese and express our feelings and opinions logically and clearly in Mandarin. Therefore, I created this public account for our students to write articles in Chinese and cultivate their enthusiasm in order to promote our Chinese culture in a foreign environment. And this account is public, so their teachers and classmates and our community members are all accessible to this public account to appreciate their outstanding work. And their work also showcase their own perspectives of our Chinese culture. So this is quite unique. The articles for the public account are drawn from our daily lives, including their homework, from their tests, and some spontaneous writings. These articles are viewed by the teacher, like Miss Tai, and also I actively participate in the discussion with the teachers, so to make sure that the quality of the essays are nice. And we also track the amount of the likes, shares, and also the teacher's evaluation in order to make sure that they are able to be rewarded and recognized.
Well, there's many reasons why, of course, but I believe the most major reason is probably because of how influential his music generally is, and the fact that, it's his music is able to withstand the passage of time, being able to be relevant even after so much time have passed and over so much generations. Like, I myself can be a testimony of this, I used to listen to his music when I was really young. I might not understand the lyrics and its actual meanings, but however, like now once I grow up, I still listen to his music, I still hear his music, and like this overall ability to be relevant is probably the biggest reason why I chose him. Well, during the writing process, I can say that it's not necessarily a story, but more of a interesting obstacle that we should overcome, I guess. So one of the obstacles that we have encountered is the different interpretations of lyrics, right? And we got different layers of meanings. As I as you probably already know, Jay Chou's music, like its lyrics has a lot of meanings and has a lot of depth, right? And therefore, when we interpreted this, we have different meanings.
Yeah, we did.
So this is a bit of a conflict that we have to overcome in order to write this article. So we did consult with Miss Tai and teachers, right?
Yeah.
And we were able to come to a consensus and agreement on the actual meaning of the lyrics. So this, I believe, is a very unique experience for me and is something worth sharing. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the obvious one is like translating the cultural vocabularies.
Yes.
This very thing has occurred in every translation throughout like Mandarin to English, English to Mandarin history. So a very specific example I want to try to come up with is like 天青色, which kind of basically just talks about the color of the sky being blue and white-ish, right? But also it's how the porcelain, the glaze, the specific type of color on the porcelain, it's not just the color, and how I interpret it different to you is how the requirement of the sky, the mist, needs to be to actually make that color when actually the process of um making it,
Mhm.
and like how the metaphors and the emotion, the tradition and type of stuff, it's really hard to translate from Mandarin English and then from English to Mandarin. And so this article is kind of the process is hard. And the translation kind of blends the accuracy, you know? It's not how you interpret it, it's also my interpretation. It mixes together. And the translator and translation captures, I need to capture both the meaning and the mood. So that's like one of the hardest things to me for me. So suggestions, of course, like you're definitely a better English writer than I am. So not a lot of suggestions, but if I if it's my approach, I'm trying to write an article about Jay Chou, about Zhou Jielun, I might like go from a totally different angle, different to yours. You kind of wrote about his life, his how he kind of got into this style of art and the analysis of his very music, right? But if I'm going to write something about Jay Chou, I might just go for and find a song like 青花瓷 and actually make that story into a prose. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like kind of mirroring the song structure and mood into a prose, and mainly focusing on the love story, the information, the type of, the time, the setting. It's the song's trying to um, the what comes through to me, and actually put that into a long prose like 20,000, like 2,000 word prose, and actually write the entire song into something like that. And I kind of prioritize the feeling, the mood, the emotion, the atmosphere, and stuff over the analysis. I'm not saying which of those are better, but it's just how I prefer and how you prefer to write about Jho. And it's open to any sort of interpretation, and his songs are definitely respectable and loved. Yeah.
I believe that there was quite major difference between the new version and the old version. During the old version, I misunderstood about a given prompt and ended up going completely off topic. I wrote about the historical conflict between the nationalists and communists, which I didn't have much historical background knowledge of. But for the new version, I rethought about the topic from the ground up. Although I remained the idea of fate unchanged, I changed the context into the fateful encounter between characters, and I ensured that the plot was completely matched up with the intended theme. Yeah, I fully accept that under some certain circumstances, or especially when you lack first-hand experiences, it might be really hard for you to immediately thought about a topic during a short amount of time during an exam. However, in my own opinion, I believe that you don't have to travel to distant, really remote places to think about a certain inspiration, but it is how your own emotions flow with your daily environment and daily life. You can just note down how things go and how things act, regardless about the size of daily incident.
As a Chinese individual, you are definitely encouraged to publish more essays. And as a non Chinese speaker, but desperately to promote Chinese culture, you are definitely welcome to cooperate with a Chinese speaker and publish your wonderful articles. Join us to read, write, and grow together. Your story might be the next to inspire others. We're looking forward to seeing your creations. Yay!